Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you. A message for the 8th day of Elul, as well as for this forthcoming Shabbat. So much of the Torah portion of this week of Ki Teitzei teaches us about how the Israelites were to uphold the dignity of the weak within the Israelite camp, the poor, the vulnerable, those who needed extra support. At the very end of the portion, we find a very strident call to always remember and to blot out the memory at the same time of the nation Amalek, a nation that did precisely the opposite. It attacked the Israelites where they were the most vulnerable, where the poor were, the ailing, where the non-combatant children and women were to be found. We are to remember at all times what this essentially terrorist operation was all about, and to look for it where necessary throughout history. There is no shortage of nations and groups that have filled that kind of role in our experience, Nazi Germany, of course, being the most egregious amongst them. But at the same time, we are told not to simply limit the experience of the Amalekites and Amalekism, we might say, to some external force. The Hasidic teacher, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev, said that it is incumbent upon us to look within our hearts to see that within us, each of us, there is in the hidden recesses of who we are, a callousness, a propensity to evil that would do harm to others. And our task is to rid ourselves of that Amalekism, that element of the Amalekites within us as well. Of course, that being a very high holiday kind of thing to do. The teaching here is that when we go forth in life, it's important to realize that if we are to be capable of making any progress, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to want to have righteousness at our core, but to first root out self-righteousness so that we can see what our task truly is. A lot to absorb from a very important kind of portion, but yet at the same time, something that tradition says is something we can do something about. A very hopeful message for us from Judaism. All the best to you for this day and, of course, for a very special Shabbat Shalom.